Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Nazir Ahmed and I am working at Government Degree College number 1 Dera Ismail Khan. From today I am starting online classes for second year students as well as I'll start classes for first year and ETA. This is my class for part second. The first chapter of second year which is actually chapter 13. You have already studied chapter 12 chapters in part 1. Now the 13th chapter of second year, or first chapter of second year is S and P block elements. P block elements. First of all, I would like to introduce something about the periodic table. In order to understand the S and P block elements, let us briefly discuss periodic table. What is periodic table? Periodic table is the arrangement of elements on the basis of similar properties into groups, and this arrangement has been done on the basis of atomic weight and then nowadays on the basis of atomic number. So periodic table is the arrangement of elements into groups having similar properties and this arrangement has been made on the basis of atomic number. The periodic tables which are usually available in books are known as the long form of periodic table. Long form of periodic table, or it is called extended form of periodic table. And it appears in this form. It has 4 blocks. If you look at the periodic table in your book, it consists of 4 blocks. In this table, there are elements have been arranged horizontally and elements have been arranged vertically. The horizontal rows of elements are known as periods and the vertical columns are called groups. In the periodic table, elements have been arranged horizontally. Periods are the horizontal rows of elements. The horizontal rows are known as periods and the vertical columns of elements are called groups or families. They are known as groups or families. There are 7 periods in the periodic table and 8 groups. Now these 8 groups have been further divided into A subgroups and B subgroups. Now in the periodic table, group 1A and 2A, the elements of which are present in group 1A and group 2A, like in the group 1A there is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, and group 2A the elements are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. These elements which are present in group 1A and 2A, they are known as S block elements. Why they are called S block elements? They are called S block elements because when we draw their electronic configuration, the last electron, which is also known as distinguishing electron, enters the S orbital. For example, let us consider lithium. Lithium atomic number 3. The atomic number of lithium is 3. Let us consider lithium with atomic number 3, which is present in group 1A. It has the electronic configuration 1s2 2s1. Let us consider magnesium atomic number 12, It has the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. So the last electron enters the s orbital. Therefore, they are known as s block elements. Now, these s block elements are further divided into two classes. The elements of group 1a are known as alkali metals. The elements of group 2a are known as alkaline earth metals. Now, s block elements may be either alkali metals or they may be alkaline earth metals. Alkali metals, why they are called alkali metals? They are called alkali metals because they are metals which react with water and produce an alkali, a base which is soluble in water. For example, sodium is a member of group 1a. It reacts with water and produces sodium hydroxide and liberates hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide is an alkali. It is a metal which produces alkali. Therefore, these are called alkali metals. Group 2a elements, they are known as alkaline earth metals. The reason is that oxides of calcium oxide, strontium oxide and barium oxide, BaO, they are alkaline in nature, basic in nature and obtained from the earth crust. As they are obtained from earth crust and they are alkaline in nature, therefore they are known as alkaline earth metals. Furthermore, their hydroxides are also alkaline, like calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide, barium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. So s block elements comprise of two groups, group 1a which are known as alkali metals and group 2a which are known as alkaline earth metals. Now we come to the second block, the elements which are present in group 3a to 8a of the periodic table, 3a, 4a, 5a, 6a, 7a and 8a. These are A subgroups. 3a consists of boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Group 4a consists of carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, Sn and lead. Group 5a consists of nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Group 6a consists of oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Group 7a consists of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. And group 8a, which are known as noble gases, consist of neon, helium is also present in this group, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. No, these elements which are present in group 3a to 8a, they are known as p block elements. And the reason is that if we draw their electronic configuration, the last electron will always enter the p subshell or p orbital. For example, let us consider the first example of group 3a is boron. Atomic number is 5. Configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. Let us consider the electronic configuration in the same period of fluorine, atomic number 9, and neon, atomic number 10. The configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p5, and in case of neon the configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p6. So their general electronic configuration is ns2, np1 to 6. The s orbital is filled and p may contain a number of different electrons varying from 1 to 6. So their general configuration is ns2, np1 to 6. Now in the middle of the periodic table we have b subgroups. They start from group 3b 8b, and then we have 1b and 2b groups. These are B subgroups and these are known as D block elements. They are called D block elements because in these elements the last electron always enters the D orbital. The typical example of D block element is first D block element is scandium, atomic number 21. Its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 and 3d1. Their general electronic configuration is ns2, n-1, d1 to 9. They have partially filled d orbital and these are known as transition elements. We will then discuss why they are called transition elements in the proper chapter which is related to transition elements. At the bottom of the periodic table we have two periods, there are two rows of 14 elements and these are known as rare earth metals because these metals are very rare and they are usually obtained from the earth crust. Knowing them, it is known as the F block elements because when we draw the electronic configuration, the last electron or the distinguishing electron always enters the F orbital. Their general electronic configuration can be written as ns2, n-1, n-2, f1 to 14. And if we have 6 s orbital filled in these elements, then we will have following 4 f orbital. In 6s will be filled first and then 4f will be filled according to n plus l rule. Now we come to the specific topic of S and P block elements. We have already discussed that elements of group 1a of the periodic table and group 2a of the periodic table, they are known as S block elements. And we have already discussed that they are called S block elements because the last electron always enters the s orbital. Now, group 1a elements of group 1a are known as alkali metals because they are metals which react with water and produce alkalis, and elements of group 2a are known as alkaline earth metals because their oxides are alkaline in nature and obtained from the earth crust. In your book, period 3 elements have been discussed. Elements of period 3. We have already discussed that horizontal rows of elements which are present in the periodic table are known as periods. There are 7 periods. The third period consists of the following elements. Third period consists of sodium, atomic number 11, magnesium, atomic number 12, aluminium, atomic number 13, silicon, atomic number 14, phosphorus, atomic number 15, sulfur, atomic number 16, chlorine, atomic number 17, and argon, atomic number 18. So these are the elements of the third period: sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon. We study the physical and atomic properties of these periods. Physical and atomic properties. The first property of these elements is the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. Their electronic configuration may be ns1, ns2 to ns1, ns2, np1 to 6. Either they may have one electron in the s orbital, they may have two electrons in the s orbital, or they may have electrons in the p orbital ranging from 1 to 6. Let us draw the electronic configuration of these elements. Sodium, atomic number 11, has the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. Magnesium, atomic number 12, has the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Aluminium, atomic number 13, has the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. No, it is this group belongs to S1 and magnesium belongs to S2 and S2 configuration. Aluminium has NS2 NP1 configuration, and as we move forward, for example, in case of silicon, the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. In case of phosphorus, atomic number 15, the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. And as we move forward to the final element, the last element, which is argon, atomic number 18, it has the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p6. So in these elements, the p orbital is filled and we have 3s1, 3p1 to 3p6. So the general electronic configuration is either S1, NS1, NS2 or NS2, NP1 to 6. In case of S block elements, the configuration will be either NS1 or NS2, and in case of P block elements, the configuration will range from NS2, NP1 to NS2, NP6. The second property of these elements is the atomic radius. Atomic and physical. Second property of period 3 elements. The second property is atomic radii or atomic radius, trends in atomic radius. Trends mean how it varies in the periodic table. Trends in atomic radii or atomic radius. First question is that how we will define atomic radius. What is atomic radius? Classical definition is that atomic radius is the distance between nucleus and the valence electron. The distance between nucleus and the valence electron is known as atomic radius. But according to modern concept, as electron revolves around the nucleus, it forms an electronic cloud, and we do not know the exact position of electron. Therefore, we do not know the exact distance between the electron and the nucleus, because electron forms a cloud. It is in the form of a cloud, and in this cloud, it is not possible to locate the electron, and this cloud may extend from nucleus to infinity. Therefore, the exact definition is that if we have two atoms, two similar atoms, A, and they are brought in contact to form a bond, and they are brought to a distance which is called equilibrium internuclear distance, they are at the distance of closest approach. When they are present at the bond length or in close contact, then one half of the bond length or one half of the internuclear atomic distance, internuclear distance between two atoms is known as atomic radius, and it is the correct definition. Atomic radius is one half the equilibrium internuclear distance between two atoms in closed contact. Now in period 3, we face three types of atomic radii are present in period 3. First type is known as metallic radius. Second, covalent radius, and the third one is called the van der Waals radius. Three types of radii are present covalent radii, metallic radii, we use the plural term, covalent radii and van der Waals radii. Metallic radii, metallic radius may be defined as when the two metal atoms are present in close packing. Let us suppose we have a sodium atom which is present in closely packed together. They are closely packed together. One half the distance between two metal atoms in contact in a close packing arrangement is known as the metallic radius. As the metals have loosely bonded electrons, the electronic cloud is expanded. Therefore, the metallic radius are usually larger. Metallic radii are usually larger. But as we move from sodium in group 1a to magnesium, as we move from elements of group 1a to elements of group 2a, the metallic radius decreases, because in case of sodium there are lesser number of protons present in the nucleus, and in case of magnesium there are greater number of protons present in the nucleus, as well as the number of electrons in the outer shell also increase. That is why slight shrinkage takes place, and the metallic radius of sodium will be larger as compared to magnesium. So generally among the metallic radii, when we move from group 1a to 2a in the third period, the metallic radii decrease. Covalent radius. Covalent radius radii are shown by elements of the p block such as boron, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. These are usually non-metals or metalloids, and they show covalent radii. Covalent radius is defined as one half the distance between two non-metal atoms bonded covalently. It is one half the equilibrium internuclear distance or bond length between two non-metals having a covalent bond. Covalent radii are usually smaller than metallic radii. So the general trend is, as we move from left to right in the period, in group 3, in period 3, the metallic radius decreases. Van der Waals radius may be defined as one half the distance between two noble gas atoms. As the noble gas atoms do not form a bond, they are present at a distance and they are attracted to each other through van der Waals forces, which are very weak forces. Therefore, the metallic radii, the van der Waals radii, may be larger than the covalent radii. Now we can compare van der Waals radii and covalent radii. Van der Waals radii are usually are always bigger than covalent radii, but we cannot compare metallic radii and van der Waals radii. In some cases, metallic radius will be larger, and in other cases, van der Waals radius may be larger. So the general trend is that as we move from left to right in the periodic table, the atomic radii decrease as we move from metallic radii to covalent radii. But in case of van der Waals radii, although they also increase, but sometimes these van der Waals radii may be smaller or larger than metallic radii, but they are always larger than covalent radii.